to go into the first keynote, it's my great pleasure to introduce Professor Dr. Dirk Messner, who's the president of the Umweltbundesamt, the German Environment Agency, as well as the chair of the Coalition on Digital Environmental Sustainability, which the ITU is also proudly co-championing alongside UBA and others. So, Dirk, please, the stage is yours.
So, dear ladies and gentlemen, I hope we see the slides. This is the case. Wonderful. So, thank you very much for having the chance to talk to you this morning. And thank you very much, Thomas, where are you now, for the wonderful cooperation. I think this is very fruitful and we are moving forward together. So I would like to talk about the twin transformation, which Thomas already mentioned. And my starting point is the very easy observation, actually, that we are currently confronted with two very deep transformations in our societies. The first one is the sustainability transformation, so creating for 10 billion people in 2050 wealth within the planetary and ecosystem boundaries. This is a huge challenge for all of us. In parallel, and I'm highlighting in parallel to that, we are having another very deep transformation, having impact on all parts of our societies, of our economies, of our democracies, of decision making, and also on energy consumption and resource consumption. This is the digital and AI-driven transformation. So the learning process that we need to organize is how to integrate these two transformations which are running in parallel to move towards, here on the left-hand side, towards a green digital society on a global stage. But there is no automatism towards this kind of trend, because we also could leverage with AI and digital innovations an even faster pathway towards unsustainable production, unsustainable consumption, and risky societal challenges being related to AI and digital innovation. So we need collective action to make this pathway towards the integration of this twin transformation possible and drive it towards the implementation of the SDGs. There is no automatism is something which I'm going to repeat during the next 5 minutes again and again. There is no automatism means exactly as you said, Thomas, we need collective action and alliances to move into this direction. So what I would like to present to you is a very simple framework which we have been developing in the codes alliances, Thomas, which you already talked about, where we work towards the twin transition, with which we try to understand how to develop pathways towards the integration of these two transformation processes. And this concept is very simple. We talk about 3 systemic shifts which we need to organize collective action for to get this positive integration of the two transformations possible. The first shift is about aligning digitalization with climate and other SDG objectives, aligning communities, aligning knowledge, aligning platforms, aligning science. The second shift, and I'm going into this a little bit deeper step by step afterwards, the second shift is we have to mitigate the possible negative impacts of the digital dynamics. We have to have them in mind. And the third element is then what Thomas emphasized rightly so, leveraging the potential of AI and digitally driven innovations for the SDGs, for climate protection, for better ecosystem protection. How do we do this? So mitigating the negative impacts, aligning these two transformation processes, and leveraging the innovation potential. This is what we have to organize, and we need collective action for that. And I'm going through the 3 shifts very briefly to give you some illustrations which kind of collective action we do have in mind. So let's move into the first shift at the beginning, the alignment of digitalization with sustainable development. And I would like to highlight here 3 layers which we are focusing on to get this alignment done. The first layer is about us. It's about individuals, it's about actors, it's about citizens, it's about people. And what we are arguing for is that we need massive investment in developing digital literacy of people to make them drivers and owners of such transformation. And the challenges here, which we would like to highlight and which we needed to discuss afterwards, is that if you look at the global discourse on digital and AI-driven innovations for our societies and economies, they are, as you can see on this diagram, very much driven and concentrated around the narratives of the tech industry itself. And we need the tech industry as our partners, but we also need diversified discourses about digital